All right, there's a new player in the discount tool market that could be a threat, could actually take down Harbor Freight. Let's talk about it. A lot of you reached out to me and asked, hey, there's a new story out there called VEVOR. What do you think about it? Now, those of you who've been online have seen VEVOR for a couple years, and those of you who follow the channel know exactly that I've been following VEVOR and talking about VEVOR for a few years, and not for good things, okay? But they now have a brick and mortar store down in Texas, and one of our Deep Freight members went down there to check it out for us, and he's got footage of it from the grand opening. So let's go check it out, okay? And there we go, the nice VEVOR store right in a strip mall, just like you'd see like a Harbor Freight or any other kind of store like this. We go inside, and you know, I will say this: he said it was a lot less tools, like hand tools, handheld power tools, like more like this kind of like, you know, benchtop tools, stuff like that, equipment kind of stuff. And he said there's a few tools, but not a whole lot. But you're going to see mostly equipment kind of stuff. But let's keep going through the rest of it here. That's for tires, we got here, it looks like a vinyl cutting machine. That's an interesting thing. Something you'll never see at Harbor Freight. We got the air jack there. That's always an interesting. Actually, this is a video. There is the vinyl cutter closer up there. Not really much going on. And then here's the grand opening, and that's I'm pretty sure that's Chris Fix in there. Tell me that's not Chris Fix. Let's see here.
Are we ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. When I say VEVOR, you say value. VEVOR. VEVOR.
Oh my.
I say VEVOR, you say value. VEVOR. VEVOR. I say VEVOR, you say value. VEVOR. VEVOR. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Let's hear it for the confetti. Bam!
How many people do they have cutting that thing? All right. Yep, that's Chris Fix right there. Look at that. That is interesting. Nice watch. I'll have to ask. My son's the watch guy. I'll have to send him this pic. Hey, have him tell me which watch that is. That was, here we go, in stores, people shopping. There's more VEVOR shirts than anything else. They got buckets. Gotta love VEVOR buckets. Gotta love that. Okay, I don't know what that is. Some more. This is
VEVOR. VEVOR. All right, hold up.
Oh my gosh.
So let's give it up.
This is.
So what we're going to be doing.
Anyway, we got hand tools and measuring tools. There we go. We got some bench planers and stuff. It looks like, did they just buy like off the rack commercial shelving? Because this does not look like branded anything. I don't know. People are buying stuff. There we go. We got some metal lathes, drill presses. Jackhammers, demo hammers. Well, there you go. That's what it looks like in store. That got sent over. We had a couple people post it. Phil posted that. Troy sent me some stuff. In fact, Troy gave me a report, and what he said was that when he was there, it was a soft opening, grand opening on March 9th. It's geared to commercial businesses, is what he says, versus DIY people, which would make sense considering the level of equipment. You know, how many individuals are out there buying, you know, large size metal lathes? I mean, there's a reason Harbor Freight moved away from that sort of equipment. Yeah, he says about the size of a Harbor Freight has at best half the items that Harbor Freight does. Did seem there's a lot of room on store shelves, but again, this is just them opening. Things can change. The store is trying to compete with Harbor Freight, Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, local hardware stores, and a garden store all in one. He said this is what he saw: fans, outboard steering cables, gas electric stoves, dishwashers, camping chairs, baby strollers, ladders, pressure washers, commercial ice machines, sinks, meat slicers, popcorn machines, and food mixers, all commercial. A lot of commercial kitchen stuff. That'd be kind of cool. Furniture, tractor, PTO shafts. That would go really well up here in Montana. Barbecue grills and smokers, charcoals, garden stuff, truck toolboxes, semi-truck toolboxes, floor jacks, jack stands, PVC fittings, really, and sewer snakes. Also, again, commercial. He said the good is the workers are polite, which that's nice to hear. The bad, everything looks like it came from the dollar store or toy store. Only a few tools at all, maybe 4 small socket sets, some cordless tools that came from a toy store, 2 tool carts. They did look kind of, was Black and Deckerish, didn't they? Some electric tools, but most look to be for contractors. Interesting. He's sitting in the truck waiting for his daughters. He said it was disappointing at best. Anyway, so what do I think? Do I think they're going to be a serious competitor to Harbor Freight? And I'm going to say no, because Harbor Freight has different stuff. Harbor Freight seems more of actual tools that the individual is going to use, whereas this is mostly equipment with some tools. There's a little bit of overlap, but not a lot. And VEVOR is a race to the bottom kind of store. It's all about pricing. They have, at least because I've been covering them for years here, and as I said, it wasn't good stuff. And people are going to say, well, you're biased because Harbor Freight sends you free stuff. Harbor Freight sends me free stuff. Lowe's has sent me free stuff. Home Depot sent me free stuff. Almost every brand out there has sent me free stuff. Tons of they all send me free stuff. VEVOR has sent me free stuff, like a good deal of it. All right, they and some higher end stuff. They sent me a combination planer. Was it planer jointer, which was the first indicator of why I didn't want to work with them. It had a fence that if you pressed against it, flexed, which if you know a jointer, A, you don't want movement on that. You want to keep your digits. And secondly, that's how you keep it square, a right angle to the plane. If that flexes and something lifts, then it's not a joiner anymore. It's just a dangerous wood chipper. So that was my first indicator that, hey, this stuff isn't great. And the reason is VEVOR is a white box company. That means they buy, they take stuff that other people are selling and just put their name on it. Kind of like my famous Buc-ee's mug here. Buc-ee's didn't make this. A company it's called Yukon. Now Yukon has their brand on it, mostly white box. You don't see that, but Buc-ee's put their logo on it and sells it, and everyone calls it a Buc-ee's mug, right? So, and that's how Harbor Freight got their start 50 years ago. But then they moved past that and they realized being that race to the bottom kind of store wasn't where they wanted it to be, and that's when they implemented the good, better, best kind of platform. At the good level, it's all straight white box. Comes off of someone else's shelf, put your name on it, sell it. Nobody knows the difference. Some people figure it out. The better stuff is kind of mid tier. It's usually like they're selling stuff, and then you get to pick and choose what components go into it, and you get some pre-configured choices. It's like buying a car, and you get to pick what the options are, right? So that's the difference between buying the car on the lot, picking what options there are, and then the best option is they actually go in and they do their own design, and they send it to the factory. Imagine if you could just come up with whatever you wanted and send it off to Chevy or Ford or Dodge or whoever, and they would build what you spec. That's the top tier stuff, the Hercules and whatnot you see at Harbor Freight. So they've really covered the whole spectrum. In fact, they even have people who go to those factories and work there, watching and making sure that they're meeting all the requirements. VEVOR doesn't do that. Okay, one of the things that made Harbor Freight successful is Harbor Freight's customer service. You have a problem, you walk into Harbor Freight, sit down on the counter, go, that broke. They go, grab another one, and you're out the door. VEVOR, you go out and go, that broke. They'll be like, they won't even talk to you. Then you're like, hey, this thing broke. They're like, oh, that's not ours. You bought that from somewhere else. Like, it has your name on it. They're like, oh, you probably just put a sticker on. I'm sure you bought it somewhere else. And you're like, and I'm kid you not, these conversations go on and on and on. And I'm not the only person talking about this. You can read all the comments, go online, look it up for yourself. Don't believe me. VEVOR's customer service is comical at this point. Now, this is online. I have not experienced it in store. We'll have to see how they handle it in store. Remember, these stores, when they were launched, or this one store, when it was launched, they said it was going to be mostly you go in store to look at the example and then order it and have it shipped directly to you. There's a lot more stuff in store. Apparently, they figured out that they're going to have some stuff in store. But you decide whether that's what's going to work for you. If their customer service has gotten better, great. More power to it. Am I still biased against VEVOR? Well, not only did I see the quality of the tools, which I was not impressed with, but there's decent stuff out there. Don't get me wrong. That's the old Harbor Freight thing, which is 10 different people will buy something, and 7 people think it's more than fine. It just works as expected. And then 3 people will be like, this thing was absolute junk. There's nothing you could do with it to fix it. And that's because they don't do quality testing before it gets shipped. They rely on the customer to do the quality testing. But Harbor Freight stood up with it by having that Sears-like return where you're like, this thing sucks. They're like, do you want your money back or do you want to grab another one? And you can do one of the two. And VEVOR doesn't do that, which means those 3 people are SOL. So are you willing, you buy a $1,000 tool, are you willing to risk 33% or 30% that you're just going to get screwed on it? That's a pretty high percentage to risk when it, if you're buying something that's $20, meh. You're buying something that's $1,000, that's a whole nother ball of wax. I don't see the two competing unless VEVOR changes the way they do business. If they start having customer service and backing their warranty and being super friendly with exchanges, that's going to change the game. If they get more actual tools and equipment like Harbor Freight has, then there'll be more overlap. Right now, it's just very like they're touching at the borders kind of stuff. VEVOR is, baby strollers. You're not going to find baby strollers at Harbor Freight. And of course, lastly, my bias, and I have a 100% transparency guarantee here. I'll tell you if somebody paid, if they sent free tools, if I have an emotional connection with them, if I went to high school with them, I will always tell you where my bias comes from if I can identify it, and I really do try my best to do that. With VEVOR, I have spent time on the phone talking to widows and family of people who were killed by their products. Currently, there's, I believe, 5 allegedly killed by their products. There's 5, if I'm counting right, wrongful death lawsuits currently moving through the court system or being filed in that kind of situation. I don't know whether they've been resolved or anything else. I'm not following up on them. But I did a whole video talking about how VEVOR had been sued for all sorts of stuff, copying other, like brands and stuff like that, getting sued and then shutting down that company and then opening it up over here and then shutting down that company when they get sued and popping up over here. It was like pop goes the wheel. You ever play whack-a-mole? That was VEVOR's business plan, but they got big enough to the point where they can't keep running anymore. So now they're facing the lawsuits, which is great. I'm glad that they're taking a grown-up approach to this. But at this point, I'm not prepared to put those products on my channel and saying, hey, you should buy them. If you want to, that's on you. And there's lots of people out there, you'll see like, VEVOR's going to kill, Harbor Freight. Everybody. There's this thing where people love to see anybody who succeeded fail. As Americans, we always root for the underdog. And then once the underdog succeeds, now we want to tear him down. And it's a really weird kind of mentality. I've never, are they still doing good? Are they still doing what you want? They still got that customer service and they still have the cheap stuff. Now they have more expensive and you want to tear them down. It's almost like that hipster kind of mentality. And I lived in San Francisco for way too long. And I saw hipsters I was there before it was cool kind of stuff. And that's what all these VEVOR fanboys kind of feel like to me. They want to be the cool kid who was there when it was cool. As you can tell by me, I wear the same type of t-shirt every single day. I'm not here to worry about anybody thinking that I'm cool. All right. So don't come to me for the hipster kind of like, what's the next big super cool, we're better than the other one kind of thing. I'm not that guy. All right. You'll find a different channel for that. But, maybe VEVOR can turn it around. Maybe they can become a respectable company. Maybe they can do right by the people who got injured by their products. If they do that, then we can have a second conversation. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. Did I hit the nail on the head with this? Am I accurate? Do you think I'm off, somewhere else on this? Where do you think I'm wrong? Let me know. Anyway, if you think I got you value and you think you got good stuff out of this, why don't you chomp the old like button, smash the subscribe, ring the bell on the way out. You all take care, God bless, and as always, shine on.